What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be covering the SoFi stock. Guys, we are getting close to some big moves inside of the market. Tomorrow, we know, is the CPI data. And then, of course, on the 29th is the SoFi earnings. Be sure to follow this channel because we are going to be live streaming those earnings. I will not be, going into work, that morning for no reason at all. We will 100% be live streaming this earnings. It's going to be absolutely insane. But guys, understand, we know that SoFi has been in this macro, headwind for the past 1 to 2 years, specifically with those interest rates. And of course, we're getting another data point on inflation tomorrow. We have no idea how that's going to be, but hopefully it turns out, to be on the good side so we could potentially get a rate cut a little bit earlier. But understand, it doesn't even matter if we do end up getting that rate cut because SoFi has been thriving in this higher interest rate environment while you're seeing other companies, like an Enphase, you're seeing, revenue tank 50 to 60% because it's so correlated to interest rates. And you're seeing other companies like Tesla getting hit when it comes to selling cars because of these higher interest rates. So a lot of companies are getting absolutely smashed, on their, revenue and margins when it comes to interest rates. But SoFi continues to accelerate in growth. It has not slowed down one bit, but the stock at the exact same time has done absolutely nothing because it's more of a what could happen. Could things get worse? It's more of an anticipation of, defaults rising higher, unemployment rising higher. Pretty much it's just bare fantasies of what's keeping the stock really contained right now because we've honestly had nothing but good news, guys. But I'm telling you right now, I just put out a video yesterday saying the CEO is going to potentially raise SoFi's 2024 earnings by 65%. I'm telling you right now, guys, I think the earnings, guidance increase is going to go a lot higher. I'm talking over 100% increase. Yes, guys, I believe SoFi could potentially double their net income profitability of what they are expecting as of Q4. I've been watching this company for 2 3 years, so I know how the SoFi management likes to do guidance, on the revenues, the EBITDAs, the members, pretty much everything. So I just feel like we are going to get 4 continued quarters of increased guidance, just the absolute perfect measurement of increase, and you're really going to see, the big numbers come, by the end of Q3, Q4, and the back end of the year. So guys, very exciting time for the SoFi stock. We are thriving. Whether we get an interest rate cut or, interest rates stay paused, I really don't think it matters. But of course, you're going to get, a little bit of a lower risk environment. You're going to see some of these small caps accelerate on that first interest rate cut. So guys, remember, be ready for that CPI report tomorrow morning. Don't get shaken out. Buy the dip, if it is, some bad inflation because, SoFi is not slowing down whatsoever. And of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss that SoFi live stream on the 29th, guys. Earnings are going to be absolutely stellar across the board. Let's get into the video. You can see the SoFi stock is up 1.4% today. I believe it was up a little bit higher, hit about a high of 794 earlier today. Market cap with the outstanding shares, as you can see right here, about 8.2 billion. But guys, take a look over here to the right. S&P 500, Dow, both red, and NASDAQ is literally break even. So SoFi is kind of outperforming the indexes today, and the volume isn't, absolutely insane. You can see it's a little bit on the low side of 40 million on the average of 56 million. So guys, pretty solid day for SoFi. A couple other growth stocks are moving a little bit as well. But once again, this could be a fake out, shake out. Who knows? Good news could be good news tomorrow. Good news could be bad news. Bad news, bad news, bad news, good news. We absolutely don't know. I believe anyone playing any short-term dated calls a couple of days out has no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, we've seen the market tank multiple times on CPI reports. We've seen it pop on multiple CPI reports. But understand, I think just a couple of days later, SoFi could see a small uptrend heading into earnings, guys. We're less than 20 days away, even less when you're talking about, just trading days. So let's get into this video, guys. We got a lot of good information for you, and we're going to be talking about how stellar SoFi's earnings could be across the board with the way SoFi does this guidance increase. Now, guys, I put this post up on my Twitter, just having a little bit of fun, guys. It looks like SoFi might not beat their Q1 earnings on the 29th. Sell now. As you guys can see, this post got a good amount of views, and some people were, just laughing because as you can see, SoFi has not been missing earnings the past year. If you take back the past 3 years, they've missed like one, of the guidance, like literally because of student loans getting rug pulled on them. So, guys, this company is operating very, very well right now in this high interest rate environment. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there's many other companies that you've seen revenue completely fall off a cliff. But SoFi is not one of those companies, guys. SoFi has continued to hit record revenue every single quarter. Once again, I don't think it's going to be the blowout quarter we are looking for, but I just think it's going to be a solid quarter. We might not hit a new record revenue over like 600 million, but we may come in pretty close because remember, Q4 was literally like a 60 to 70 million dollar jump quarter over quarter, Q3 to Q4, the biggest quarterly jump in SoFi history. So don't expect that, to happen, right away for Q1. Now, guys, take a look at this. This is on Tevis's Twitter. I believe he changed his YouTube name to Tevis instead of Fun of Investing. So be sure to check him out if you are not, following his YouTube. Take a look at the short interest, guys. It looks like we just got the update. These updates usually come in every 2 weeks. It looks like the short interest has dropped, okay? It dropped down to 171 million shares sold short at 17.42%. And what you need to know, guys, short interest was literally at, 23%. So it looks like that crazy short interest that we were seeing could have been a delta hedge from, these institutional investors going long on the convertible note. So that could have been what it was all about when you're seeing that short interest get to those crazy high of levels. It may not have been bearish at all. It could have been those investors long term, trying to gobble up more shares, trying to bring the stock down a little bit lower. So we really won't know, but still, short interest at these levels is still pretty high. You're seeing, a lot of these other companies that have ran hard under 5% short interest. So I hope this continues to drop because investors need to flip long term and stop shorting this stock because the company has been operating absolutely amazing in this higher interest rate environment. If we go into a lower interest rate environment for the next 2 years or so, SoFi has different products to, take over market share during that environment. So higher rates, lower rates, it doesn't matter. But of course, the loan book will get better if we get some lower rates. But understand, short interest has declined just a little bit in the course of 2 weeks. All right, guys, we got a little bit of data to look at today. Of course, we covered on my last YouTube video revenue, and we also covered member growth. And I said in the title, we could see about 65% increased guidance by the CEO, and that really had to do with that convertible note deal, that interest savings that they're going to be getting 40 to 60 million. Of course, if you're getting 100 million net income on your guidance and then you get the 60 million boost, you're about 160. I personally don't believe that boost is inside of the guidance at all. And that's going to be another thing they're going to be using to increase guidance every quarter, those interest savings. But guys, we can actually get to a net income by using EBITDA just by looking at the last couple of quarters last year. And we know that 2022, they did about $143 million in EBITDA. Fast forward to 2023, they put out a guidance of 260 to 280. Remember, the guidance comes in Q4 at the end of the year, so that would have been 2022 Q4. You're really going to have to stick with me because these numbers can get a little bit confusing, if you're not paying attention. So that guidance of 260 to 280 on EBITDA would have implied $137 million EBITDA jump year over year, 2022 to 2023, okay? But what actually happened, instead of this 260 to 280 last year, the actual EBITDA came in at 432. This is what you get when SoFi does those 4 quarters of increased guidance. This is how SoFi management likes to operate, and I do not think anything is going to change for 2024. I potentially think we might see a bigger jump in EBITDA year over year. But guys, understand, instead of seeing that potential increase of 137 million EBITDA, they ended up jumping EBITDA $289 million year over year, guys. And of course, if we look at the Q4 report, we got the guidance for EBITDA this year, 2024. They put out a 580 to 590. So just imagine if they do exactly what they did last year. So just think about what they could do for 4 quarters of increased guidance every single quarter, guys. But understand, this guidance right now that we have for EBITDA implies $158 million jump year over year on EBITDA, 2023 to 2024. It was a little bit higher than what they said the guidance would have been for 2023, which is 137 million jump. So let's just assume we get the exact same guidance increase and jump year over year as last year. Okay, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but that was 289. So if we got another 289 million jump instead of the 158, this 580, 590 is going to get absolutely destroyed, guys. We're going to be coming in at $721 million of EBITDA. Now, why am I actually going off of this $721 million of EBITDA saying, we could for sure hit this 289 million? I'm saying that because we also got this convertible note, which is going to be saving on interest payments 40 to 60 million dollars. So I'm not adding that on top of the 289, an additional 40 to 60 million, and I'm not, subtracting it. I'm just saying, imagine if we can do exactly what we did last year with this 40 to 60 million dollar boost, guys. And I'm going to show you what type of numbers we could actually be putting up on net income profitability. You guys know in my last video yesterday I said a 65% increase. Do the math. We're going to be doing about 95 to 105 million of net income on the guidance. And then we got that $60 million boost. That brings you up to about 165. That's the 65% increase. But guys, I think we can get into the 100% jump range. So you got to realize, guys, SoFi has an amount of EBITDA they do every single quarter, and they were losing money every single quarter. So we can really see what they needed to do on EBITDA to break even, at $0 on net income. And then, of course, we got the big jump in EBITDA Q4. So we can really see the difference of what they need to do in EBITDA to make a profit every single quarter. And guys, remember, EBITDA came in at 180 million, net was about 50 million. So that's $130 million difference in between EBITDA and net income. So what you need to do is you need to take that $130 million a break even EBITDA, and you got to times it by 4 quarters. That brings you to $520 million in EBITDA. And then, of course, if we get the increase in EBITDA like we did last year, that's about 721 million of what the actual EBITDA would be. So you're going to subtract that, from that difference in between net income and EBITDA, and you're going to come to $201 million of net income profitability, guys. We're guiding for about 95 to 105. Let's double check real quick. So you guys can see we are looking at on the earnings report Q4 95 to 105 million. And then you can see the guidance for EBITDA. Remember, guys, SoFi likes to raise for 4 straight quarters. I personally believe at a minimum, we are going to break into that $720 million of EBITDA range. If you take the difference on what SoFi needs to do on EBITDA to break even on net income, just make $1, we're looking at about $200 million GAAP net income if we get to that 720 on adjusted EBITDA, guys. That's almost 100% increase of what the analysts are at right now, what SoFi is guiding for right now, guys. No company out there is doing that inside of this environment. And just look at the numbers they did last year, guys. No credit at all. Profitability Q4, increased EBITDA 289 million, year over year, guys. Just absolutely killing it across the board. So once again, guys, I think SoFi is going to crack into the 200 million net income profitability for their first full year profitability. And this is awesome, guys. If you look at a company like Palantir, valued around 50 billion, tech heavy, a lot of AI, they did about $190 million in net income. So basically, we're a full year behind on Palantir, but we would be looking at the same profits as them as they did last year. And SoFi is trading at about 7 billion. You could cut the market cap even in half because we're banking sector, they're AI. That's going to give you around a $25 billion market cap right now with the outstanding shares. The stock should trade in the $23 to $26 range. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to say I really do appreciate. I enjoyed doing this video for you. Once again, be prepared. We got a lot of big volatility moves coming our way tomorrow morning. Some people will be seeing this video after, but you already know CPI. Don't be shaken out by the volatility. Embrace it if you see a buying opportunity. And of course, we got that big earnings report coming in on the 29th, less than 20 days away. Be sure to follow the channel. We're gonna be live streaming that earnings. It's gonna be absolutely insane. Once again, my name is Kyle. Hope you have a great day.